Lawrence rolling, throwing, touchdown! Hunter Long!
You run the ball, you fake this play action, all of a sudden you snake a guy across the formation. I'm telling you what, looks exactly like run, great fake right there, and there's Long wide open in the corner of the end zone.
Brian Thomas Jr. is in for a Jacksonville touchdown!
They're going to move the tight end here, bring him back around, and then 7 right here is coming around to grab it. That's Thomas. And watch, the tight end's coming back around. Great block by Dyami Brown at the wide receiver position. Hainsey, the center, sneaking out there, leading the way. Always want to get behind the big hog mollies. And look at that.
Takes the snap. Lawrence, pocket. Rifles, back of the end zone, holding. Dyami Brown pays it off. A smooth opening drive for Jacksonville.
Of orange. They came out and they were loud. But if you don't get a pass rush, it's going to be a long day. Look at the pocket for Trevor Lawrence. Nobody at his feet. Dyami Brown, the explosive playmaker they added to this, has been open all day long. The Bengals have not been tight enough in the pass rush or the coverage in this first drive.
Second down and 7. Check down. What a move by Turton. Oh my! Scoots into the end zone with a dazzling move.
Trevor Lawrence just swings it to his back there, and he hit that stanky leg, and that explosion to the end zone. They said the young kid got some stuff.
Etienne in motion, they throw it that direction with Brown leading the way, blocking. Etienne turns up the field. Touchdown, Jacksonville. 11-yard score, Travis Etienne.
Up and down the field. Simple screenplay to Etienne. A numbers game for Trevor Lawrence, and he is too good with the ball in his hands. Etienne had a big week last week, and it looked like another one this week.
Set up for an explosive season.
So Derek Stingley has become one of the elite shutdown corners already in his 4th year in the league, penalized. Fresh set of downs, and they take full advantage. Bashal Tootin, the young rookie who has immediately put his imprint on this offense.
Well, Spiro, when you look at that drive, really nothing flashy. I would say that's a workman-like drive. A secondary bust, and to give Jacksonville their biggest play of the game.
Etienne, and he's in for the Jacksonville touchdown. But what an impressive 2-play punch.
It is very much a possibility, Spiro, that they did let him score.
Etienne. Nice cut. Big run. Etienne with a nice move, and he breaks free for the touchdown. 48-yard strike from Travis Etienne.
We talked about inconsistency around Trevor Lawrence. This guy's been consistent. And watch him with his one-cut run. This isn't blocked perfectly by Walker Little, but look how quickly he got up on the edge. And, I mean, he's clearly got that burst back that they were missing a little bit last year. I mean, he's their feature back. He's flashed.
First and goal, off the play action, Lawrence, long, touchdown. We'll check those penalty flags that came flying in, but Hunter Long snatches it for the score.
Well, watch Hunter Long. He's going to fake the block here and then get behind it on the outside. Remember, he's been in a system like this with the Los Angeles Rams. He's seen Tyler Higbee do stuff like this. He's emulating that tight end room that he's seen have success.
50-yard punt sends Parker Washington back. He's got a punt return touchdown in his career, and he's got an alley, and he might have his second. 96 yards last year against the Patriots. He's going to house this one, and the Jaguars get the score in special teams, 87 yards.
See Braswell throw by, and then Parker Washington follows the track up the middle. Nobody can catch him. All the great returners, the real story is just getting them started. And that first block is what you need, and you better be able to outrun the punter, or you shouldn't be returning the ball.
You said it. It was Braswell on the initial block that helped spring Washington the rest of the way.
End zone, touchdown, Washington. It was maybe his best throw because Washington comes off the ball at an angle, and then you take away really any margin for error for the quarterback. But because Cook's not looking, Trevor's able to turn this loose. But the way Parker. 2nd and 8. Lawrence steps through. Wants to go. Touchdown, Jaguars. They bring a 5-man rush when they bring Bolton along with the 4 downs, and it opens things up. You see the crease that opens for Lawrence, and really that's been a big part of the offense. On 2nd down. Picked off. Lloyd again. Devin Lloyd. What a year. Still rolling. Down the sideline. 1 man to beat. Lloyd. Pick 6. It's 1st and goal with 30 seconds left. Now Lawrence goes down, has to get up, breaks a tackle, touchdown Jacksonville. The center, I think, steps on his foot, or the guard. It's the right guard. That's what happens. Steps on his right foot as he's trying to come out, and it looked like he was dead in the rights. And here they all come. He looked like Earl Campbell getting out of there. But I remind you, this is not over. I also remind you that a kickoff out of bounds put the ball at the 40 to start this drive. They got the call in the end zone on the pass interference on Chamari Connor. And then Trevor Lawrence is able to take it in after falling down, getting stepped on, and one of the more exciting 1-yard touchdown runs you'll ever see.
No, there's no kidding about that.
Looked like his dance moves on draft day. A pickup of 14. Lawrence open, and that should be good for a touchdown. Bryant Thomas Jr. is in for Jacksonville.
They're going to run this little bubble screen and go. So you're going to fake this block, and then you're going to take off, and everybody comes up on that block, on that fake bubble screen, and it just doesn't get any easier than that, delivering the ball to Brian Thomas for a touchdown.
It had to be a little bit of a mix. Moving to the top of your screen. Lawrence is going to have to get rid of it, and caught! He's headed to the end zone! Touchdown, Jacksonville, Tim Patrick! And Trevor Lawrence dancing around made that happen.
Well, hey, you got to play through it, right? Job now, I just praised him. He gets tossed around a little bit, but he quits playing right there. You see him quit playing? He thought it was a sack. Trevor Lawrence keeps the drive alive, and Tim Patrick, the veteran, the wily veteran, gets a little bit of a push off, gets himself into the end zone. Big target out there. Tim Patrick with the score.
Lawrence looking for Hunter. Flag down. Touchdown. Travis Hunter.
Lawrence will keep. Trevor Lawrence to the end zone. And with his legs gets a Jags touchdown. A QB draw when they needed it the most.
These guys rush up the field, and then watch your running back come in here, pick up the block for you on White, and Trevor Lawrence does the rest. We talked about his ability to run the foot.
Marshall Tootin straight ahead, diving in for the Jacksonville touchdown.
It's just BYOB right here. Tootin versus right there McCollum. Guess who gets the win? Tootin runs over the safety, gets himself into the end zone. And that's how you run on the goal line. There's always going to be...
On 4th and goal, reaching across, touchdown! Trevor Lawrence. The Jags have the lead in overtime.
And watch this over the top, take a little bit of a drop step, get that ball. Remember, it only has to cross the goal line and secures it, gets it over. And man, Trevor Lawrence, how about this after 2 games with all the questions? You start this game.
If they get one-on-ones, looks like Will might have one up top.
Lawrence, he will fire back of the end zone. It's handled. Parker Washington, fantastic grab for the touchdown.
That second foot down, it looks like he might have. Incredible job going up for the ball. 1 foot. 2. Wow.
So it's Tommy Townsend punting from his own end zone. Parker Washington backpedals. Townsend got all of it from the 28-yard line.
Oh, what a move by Washington! Parker Washington! He's going the distance! Touchdown!
Has the unbelievable toe tap touchdown early and then says that's not enough. Let me go ahead and take this punt to the house. Wow. Jacksonville, hot start.
Lawrence will operate from the gun. It's a handoff. ETN knifes his way for the score. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Through one man on his way into the end zone. You're going to see ETN's right here in the backfield. He's going to come back out the same side that he starts on. Offensive line does a good job. You get a kick out block from the tight end, and then he just carries Bullock into the end zone to give Jacksonville a 19-point lead, which could be a lot to overcome.
He's onto the field on 1st and goal. Should be the final play of the quarter. Tootin is in for the Jacksonville touchdown.
Again, the edge blocking is really where it starts on both sides. They're just going to clear out Khalil Mack. They're going to get Derwin James to run over the top, but because that edge was caved down, Doyen 2-3 yards before they get tackled by linebackers or safeties.
Wildcat, ETN takes the direct snap. ETN bangs his way in for the Jacksonville touchdown. So a little trickery from Cohen. Lawrence shifting left, and ETN extends Jacksonville's lead.
Well, this is one of the features to their offense. This time they try to disguise it. You get Trevor Lawrence.
How does this thing end? 1st and goal. Lawrence in, touchdown. Jacksonville goes empty, and Lawrence on a QB design run builds on their lead.
That's not a good arrow, but right down the pipe, and there's just nobody home. I mean, that's as big of a hole as you're going to find on the goal line. Opportunity for some sneaky play action from Jacksonville.
Fake the pitch to the end zone. Tim Patrick and the Jacksonville Jaguars starting to flex. Plays, and now 16.
Number 17, look, he's going to block, he's going to flash, and then he's just going to release and get into the end zone. Again, knowing you're going to do everything you can to stop a sense coming into this game. And so you can see that when you put pressure.
ETN blockers. That's a 1st down run. Touchdown.
68, 93.
Certainly looks good from that vantage point. What an effort by ETN.
And, yep.
13 yards
here today against the Cardinals.
Almost 192 net rushing yards last week. Etienne doing it as a receiver. Etienne gonna bust his way in for the Jacksonville touchdown.
This is just one-on-one football, Spiro, and they're going to clear everybody out, and then it's going to be one-on-one. Etienne in the open field against a linebacker for the Arizona Cardinals. What a drive. Spiro on Lawrence scrambling with his legs on third down.
Heavy blitz. Lawrence has to work quickly into the end zone. It's Myers for the touchdown. High-level play by Lawrence.
Before Jacoby Myers, number 3, turns around and looks for the ball. I mean, just an excellent trust. Watch. This ball is in the air, and then Myers, he's trying to get the...
Play action, Lawrence to the end zone. Lawrence finding Washington with a surgical pass. Jacksonville in front. Kansas City. So Jacksonville trying to inch a little bit closer in the AFC South.
Yeah, it just, again, the Jacksonville, they keep both their tight ends, 2 tight end sets. They're going to go play action. You get pressure coming around the corner. You get a slide, and look at that ball location and catch. Low and outside, and Parker Washington, who has been as reliable as it gets, makes that key grab on Garrett Williams, who has just played a great game today.
Williams had the interception in the first half. So Denard Wilson, defensive coordinator. What does he dial up with this defense? 3rd and goal. Lawrence, end zone, caught. Myers for the Jacksonville touchdown. Have their first lead as we play late stages first quarter in Nashville. 7-3 Jacksonville. Up 7-3 as we begin the second quarter here in Nashville. Lawrence from the gun, protected, throws towards the end zone, wide open. Strange touchdown.
Well, look at the pocket. He has all day. He's like a little baby kangaroo in his mother's pouch, all protected in the pocket. And then look at the confusion on the safety. Kevin Winston Jr., he gets confused. They run.
Is LaQuint Allen. Lawrence, QB designed run. Lawrence is in. So Jacksonville gets its first 2-point try converted of the season. 15th play of the drive for Jacksonville, beg your pardon. Ground game, Tootin. No signal. Now they say touchdown.
All you got to do is just beat the contact one-on-one with Barton at the line of scrimmage. Barton tries to go low, and Tootin, who's really shown an ability to break tackles.
2nd and goal. Handoff. Etienne slicing through. Touchdown. Jaguars. And a key block from Strange as they take advantage of the Jones INT.
There's a great block out here from Harrison, and Ezra Cleveland is also going to come out, but I want you to watch that right tackle, Harrison. He is just going to seal off that defensive end and give a clear lane to the end zone for Etienne.
Etienne in the backfield sets up to the side of Lawrence on a first down. 2.5 to go in the first. Lawrence looking end zone, wide open, touchdown, Jacoby Myers.
If you can get Jacoby Myers lined up on Jermaine Pratt, that is an advantage for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that's exactly what they did here. You'll see the linebacker Pratt trying to cover him, and it's a simple stutter, gets behind him, Pratt stops his feet.
Of Indianapolis. Lawrence on a give. Oh, the cut to the outside. Etienne to the Etienne zone. Touchdown.
Center and right guard, Patrick McCary and Robert Hainsey, and Etienne just follows his blockers is able to spring himself out, and you see Hainsey make the final block to spring him and put his hand in the air. That's an offensive lineman Super Bowl right there, knowing that he just sprung his running back for a touch.
From the Indianapolis 8, 15 seconds on the clock. Lawrence in the pocket.
Cannot take a sack.
Lawrence throws. Touchdown. Penalty marker down. Tim Patrick on the receiving end.
This is the 9th play of the drive. It's been a good mixture. Myers comes in motion. Off the play fake to ETN. They throw it to the back of the end zone. Caught. Brian Thomas. Touchdown Jags. It's only his 2nd score of the year, but it puts the Jags on the board.
That Trevor Lawrence fits that into, again, play action. You know you can get the Jets that way. Look at that. I mean, that is confidence from Lawrence to know he can fit that in there. He was not worried.
Now, the very popular LaQuint Allen, 7th rounder, is in the backfield for the Jags. He's an excellent blocker out of Syracuse. Lawrence is in trouble, trying to get away. Flags come flying. Lawrence can run for a little bit. Lawrence can run for a score. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Top 5 in Jags history.
4 receivers go out in the pattern. It's a zone coverage. Look, there's nobody open. You see all around the field. And then Lawrence.
Both running backs are in the game. ETN comes in motion on 1st down into the backfield. Lawrence looks left, throws left, and he's got Tootin. And he rolls right on into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Catch. Obviously, he's not touched yet. Oh, yeah, that's touchdown. The ball clearly crosses the plane before he's touched by any New York Jet. And wait till you see the scheme design from Liam Cohen on that one.
On 2nd down, it trips to the bottom. He's looking for ETN, and ETN with the diving grab. Touchdown, Jaguars.
There is so much good stuff. Watch ETN. He was going in motion, sliding. That showed Lawrence it was man-to-man coverage. And as soon as Lawrence saw it was man-to-man coverage, ETN against Quincy Williams, he knew exactly where he was going. There's always a reason.
2nd down and goal. Middle of the field. Pass is complete. ETN into the end zone. Touchdown, Jaguars. 2nd receiving touchdown of the day for ETN.
And it's wide open. Goes out, comes back in. Nobody even near him. To be able to throw the deep shots, the bombs to Brian Thomas Jr. is huge.
Well, they're going to throw it again. ETN. ETN inside the 40, high stepping inside the 35, makes a man miss at the 33, along the sidelines, into the end zone. Stevens missed a tackle, but he wasn't alone. It's a 45-yard touchdown pass from Lawrence to ETN.
Get a successful screen pass without the big guys. Look at Harrison right there, peels back gently on Quincy Williams and not get a penalty. Hainsey gets just enough downfield. ETN does the rest. That is a showcase.
3rd and 3. Lawrence floating for the end zone. Washington with the catch. He had Jaquan McMillan draped all over him and somehow secures it for 6.
Into the chemistry they've built. Watch this. Watch the trust he has in Parker Washington. You tell me if that is not tight coverage and a ball dropped in probably the only place that it's going to be completed. That is excellent coverage by Jaquan McMillan.
Lawrence looking for Strange to the end zone. Diving catch. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
This is just an angle route going to the outside. PJ Locke, number 6, is in coverage. It's inside coverage. Look at the location by Trevor Lawrence. That ball was
1st and goal. Lawrence will keep. Lawrence will walk in, and the Jaguars lead once more.
This is just too easy. You're down to take on the puller, but there's nobody there. I don't.
And now 1st and goal at the 10. ETN out of the backfield. On the edge, the cutback, the broken tackle, the touchdown for Jacksonville.
Gives you the outflank to Travis Etienne, and now he's going to do the same thing that Parker Washington did. Over pursuit, I'm going back inside. But that was all set up. You moved Jahdae Barron inside, and now he's in a foot race. He's going to over pursue from that situation. It's going to be a very hard tackle.
3rd and 3. Lawrence pressured. Lawrence breaks through. He'll run it. Touchdown Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence sneaks through, avoids the sack, and finds the end zone.
And only Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts have run the ball more in the red zone this season than Trevor Lawrence. So not a designed run, but in this case, if you just don't corral him with your front four and you let him get out, he is big, he's fast, and he makes them pay.
Look in his eye the last couple weeks. 1st and goal for the Jags. Quarterback draw. Trevor Lawrence, 2nd time today. A rushing touchdown. 1st time today, Jacksonville leads.
Well, we showed you in the first half, no one runs the ball. Only a couple guys in the league run the ball more in the red zone than Trevor Lawrence. Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. This time it's a design called run. Spread them out and empty. And just a simple quarterback draw, untouched.
Lawrence, shot to the end zone for Washington, touchdown! Looked like a Drew Brees chip shot.
It's fun when you're throwing to guys that you have a ton of confidence in. Watch this route here. Makes it look like a corner route, and then he's just going to cross the safety's face. And when you have trust in a receiver, you're just going to throw that ball.
Just get the snap off. Lawrence has a man. It is Brian Thomas Jr., or beg your pardon, Jacoby Myers inside the 40-yard line. Plus the Simmons penalty sets up 1st and goal. Lawrence, end zone, open man, touchdown, Brenton Strange.
Yeah, this looks like a bit of a coverage bust. If you just watch Brenton Strange right here, he's just simply going to run a vertical. And that left side of the secondary, a little bit of a miscommunication between Darrell Baker.
Wow, they're going to throw it. Allen will float it. It's picked off. Intercepted by Antonio Johnson. And Antonio Johnson with a house call. First big play for the defense of Jacksonville. First NFL touchdown for Johnson.
Campanelli's defense does it again. If you just watch right here, here's Antonio Johnson. And what's happening here is, no, it's from the outside. Receiver comes across. It's just a miscommunication between quarterback and receiver, sometimes on shallow crosses.
Right back to that jumbo set. And the rookie Bashal Tootin is the back. Lawrence the fake, floats it out there. It is a touchdown. It's Quinton Morris. His first as a Jacksonville Jaguar. For Trevor Lawrence.
Now, sometimes you put the quarterback out here, they think Wildcat, so you just get more of a loaded box. Everybody really in tune with the run, which will set up then the play action to Quinton Morris. Just bluffing the end, getting out in the...
Toss play for Tootin, gets a nice block from Anton Harrison, and he walks in for the touchdown.
If you just watch the right side of this line, it's Anton Harrison here, it's Quinton Morris here, both on the perimeter, just covering guys up.
Trevor's going to go up top, going to throw it. End zone! Got a touchdown with Brian Thomas Jr. from Jacksonville, the first to find the end zone.
But Trevor Lawrence, and you just see the ball placement is absolutely perfect inside, and you watch.
And goal 6 yards away from the lead. Here's Lawrence.
Zips it. In zone. Caught. Touchdown. Parker Washington.
But just Parker Washington being a big difference maker. That throw is exactly where it should be. High and away. I mean, that is why Jacksonville, I think whoever wins this game has a shot at going to the Super Bowl, Jim. This game is that close.
He's rolling right. Loves to throw it this way. Flicks it. ETN. He's in for the touchdown. And Jacksonville takes the lead again.
Just take a look. He's going to run out here. Russo's the only guy. He's got to cover him, and he has a double situation. Do I take the quarterback or the running back? And he decides to go. Big time play call by Liam Cohen.